Hi, I'm Henry the Bug Guy. Spring is finally here, and you know what that means? Flowers. And wherever you'll find flowers, you'll also find pollinators. Pollinators are very important to flowers, but to understand why that is, we need to know what pollinators are. Pollinators are animals that help plants reproduce. You see, plants make seeds that grow up into new plants, but they can't just make these seeds whenever they want to. They have to have pollen from another flower. That's where pollinators come in. The pollinators help transport pollen from one flower to another, allowing them to make seeds and reproduce. As you can see, pollinators are very important. So important that if they weren't around, many plants would become extinct, and we wouldn't be able to have any more flowers, apples, coffee, and worst of all, no chocolate. I can't imagine a world like that. While most pollinators are insects, there are some animals that do the job too. These include hummingbirds, fruit bats, honey possums, sugar gliders, and even some species of lizards. Here are a few different pollinators you may find in your backyard. One of these pollinators is a bee. Some bees form large groups called hives. In these hives, different bees have different tasks, such as looking for food or taking care of the young. Check out the bee on this flower. Do you see all the pollen it has collected? That's really cool. When a bee finds something important, it will tell the other bees about it by doing what is called the waggle dance. As silly as this sounds, this dance is really awesome. It gives directions on how to get to this important place from the hive. Here's how to do it. First, you walk in a straight line while wiggling your body. Then, you turn around and circle your way back to the start. You then repeat the process, but instead of turning right, you turn left. You do the whole thing again and again. It's that easy. You probably know this already, but many bees make honey, using pollen as the main ingredient. Honey is the food source of the hive, and many people like to harvest honey since it tastes really good. However, the honey that we eat mostly comes from a kind of bee called honeybees. Believe it or not, almost all of the bees in the hive are girls. These include the workers, the scouts, and the queen. The only males in the hive are known as drones. While some bees do live in groups, most of them are solitary, living by themselves. In fact, 90% of all bees are solitary. A few kinds of solitary bees are carpenter bees, leafcutter bees, and mason bees. Butterflies are well known for their beautiful looks, their status as a common pollinator, and their leaf-munching caterpillars. Caterpillars are super cool. In fact, they're so cool that the first video I made on my channel was all about them. I'll have a link to this video in the description below, in case you want to know more about caterpillars. A butterfly's life cycle goes like this. It starts when the butterfly lays an egg. Then a caterpillar hatches from the egg. After the caterpillar eats enough leaves, it forms a chrysalis around itself and goes into its pupa stage. After some time, the caterpillar emerges from the chrysalis as a butterfly. There are over 17,000 different species of butterflies, each with their own unique combination of shapes, sizes, patterns, and colors. Different butterflies have different host plants, which are specific plants that the butterflies lay their eggs on, and the caterpillars will only eat the leaves of this plant. Unlike bees, butterflies drink the nectar of flowers instead of collecting pollen. However, they still help pollinate. You see, when a butterfly lands on a flower to drink the nectar, pollen will stick onto the butterfly and rub off onto a new flower the butterfly lands on. And the final pollinator today is the mosquito. Yes, believe it or not, mosquitoes are actually pollinators. Ah yes, mosquitoes, the vampires of the insect world. Drinking blood from their victims, they are the most evil bug on earth! Mwahaha! That is true, but believe it or not, the females are the only ones who drink blood, and they only do it so they can use the protein from it to make eggs.
Wait, what?
Well, yeah. Mosquitoes like to drink nectar, and they help pollinate a number of flowers, especially orchids.
I can't believe it! Ah!
Because of habitat loss and the introduction of certain animals, really cool pollinators are starting to go extinct. However, there are a couple ways we can help. One way to help pollinators is by growing plants native to your area. This gives them a good source of food and a place to lay their eggs. Bee houses are another great way to help pollinators. They're like little inns that give solitary bees a place to lay their eggs. Here's one of mine. Check this out. This is a kind of sphinx moth called a snowberry clearwing. Although it looks like a bee, it is not. It just pretends to be a bee so it can avoid predators. Doesn't it fly a lot like a hummingbird? Now, besides the ones I just mentioned, there are many other animals that help pollinate. In fact, there are more than 100,000 different animal species that do so, and many of them are insects. Now here's the joke of the day. Where do bees go after they get married? On a honeymoon! Well, that's all the facts I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please share this with your friends and consider subscribing. In the comment section down below, please let me know what your favorite part about spring is. This is Henry the Bug Guy, signing off.